really quick look at how to use the enhanced skills mapping grids to quickly find past paper questions by topic. So just starting off on the Maths Emporium link, you're going to download the document. So here, just one for the hire. Just something that's really important to know is that these are Excel workbooks that include macros. So you may need to unblock those macros in order to be able to use that on your machine. But it's really straightforward. Once that document appears in your download list, we just right click on the open file to show in the folder. And then right click again. We're going to go to properties, and then there's a little box down here for unblock. You just need to tick that. Okay, so that's going to let all of the magic happen behind the scenes. So let's take a look at the grid here. This is the one for foundation. There's an about tab's worth taking time to read that. It's got some useful links to things like Exam Wizard, which you'll be using kind of at the back end of this once you've collated the questions that you want. So essentially, this is just a bank of all of the past paper questions, but analysed by link to the spec, which assessment objective is being assessed, the skill being tested, and it's also got all of that performance data in there as well. So you can see that we've got all the questions in for all of these different exam series. You can deselect any ones that you don't want to include. You might want to take out some of the later ones that you've been using in mock exams, or you can filter this which way you want. So going down into kind of a content subsection, a topic, let's go and look into algebra. It's just going to make it that little bit easier to search for the skills that I want to test. So, for example, I've been looking at straight line graphs recently, so doing lots of revision on those. So let's find the relevant skills. We've got gradients and intercepts of linear graphs and equations of lines. That's going to filter down which questions are relevant. If I hover over the question tab, I can see that question. So it helps me to really quickly select the types of questions that I want to be putting in front of my students. We can also use some of this performance data here to analyse and help us choose questions. So we can filter it on performance. So we can see that this question here, that was the question that students were most successful on average. Students got 82% of those 2 marks. And we can take a look at that question there and see we've got a table of values and then plotting a graph. It looks really nice. So I'm going to include that one. So I just need to type a yes in this column. So let's just pop a couple of other ones in. Let's get a little 1 marker as well. And so once I've selected the questions I want, I just need to click on that add to paper. So that's going to bring it through to this data tab. Now I've been through the other tabs and chosen some questions from the other topics. We can see those all summarised here. So I'm going to be able to use this then to really quickly generate that paper in Exam Wizard. And I can see here that I've got total marks of 60 marks available for these questions. And I can also see the actual performance data of students on these real questions in the exam. So on average, students scored 31.24 out of that maximum of 60 marks. The really helpful bit here is where I can start to look at by grade. So I can see that my grade 4 candidates who came out with a grade 4 in the end, they on average scored 40.47 out of those 60 marks. So that's going to really help me in assessing my students' performance on this test compared to actual performance on the exams and how that links into the grades. So a really quick overview, but just wanted to show you this fantastic resource. You can use it from just getting exam questions to put at the end of a lesson, topic tests, or creating bigger papers like this. Really, really helpful. A great resource to assist your students in helping them to prepare for those exams as well.